stuff, and then I turn around and it's Dad. It's not my boyfriend. and anyway, you and I did not hit it off.
Oh, you didn't?
No, we did not. And then Dad had his best friend, Lenny Zones. His girlfriend worked with me. And she invited me to go with her on vacation to where?
A weekend.
A weekend in Wisconsin at her parents' cottage.
Lake Powers.
Powers Lake. And I said, sure, yeah, let's go. Well, I get up there, and the next thing I see Dad and Lenny there. And she said, I hope you don't mind that Lenny brought his friend with. And I'm thinking, oh, God, I can't stand him. He's conceited and he's pompous.
You really thought that? Like, seriously?
No.
I really did
This is
not
not
know.
true. Because she
I
was...
did not agree to go with you. I agreed to go with Barb. Think about it. Remember, you and Lenny were going to go to... No. You and Lenny were going to go to Lake Geneva, and you guys were going to have fun.
You're goddamn right.
But you remember what happened?
With you two around, I was
No.
ready to go.
And then, so Dad and Lenny are there, and Barb has this cottage that's her family. Her parents are there. Her parents and her brother and sister, little brother and sister.
You guys are what, 20? Well, how old were you then?
20, maybe 20. Yeah, 20. No, we weren't 21 yet. We were 20.
No, 21.
No. I didn't turn
I was
21 until
21.
after Pat was born. You weren't 21. You were 20.
You were
No, Mom,
22
you were
then.
married when you were married when you were
22
21.
when I was born.
I was
Yeah.
21.
Sorry. Okay, so we were 21. And
So, you know
the
what
best
the
part of all
credibility
is Barbara's parents made Dad and Lenny sleep in the back of the station wagon. They couldn't even sleep inside the cottage. Because
That's
they
just
were-
what I call
would
good
even let them
sense.
Sleep on the property.
And Lenny comes up to Barbara, who they're engaged, they're getting married in a few months, and he said, Dad and Lenny are going to Lake Geneva, and they're going to stay at a hotel there. And Barb throws a fit and said, over her dead body, you're not going to Lake Geneva. So Dad and Lenny have to sleep in a station wagon.
And I'm a free agent.
And Barbara and I are sleeping together.
I
on
want a
pull-out-
hotel room.
We're sleeping on a pull-out sofa in this cottage, and all we can hear is them laughing and joking all night long.
Were you drinking out there? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we could hear them all night long. And Barbara's getting madder and madder because Lenny's having too good a time without her and her parents are there and stuff.
All right, with
That sounds
Marty.
like a healthy
So-
relationship.
Let's keep-
Yeah, she sounds like a real prize.
He was an asshole. Lenny was totally a very untrustworthy person. She didn't trust him. So then the next day we kind of go to the beach. We don't get along. We don't talk. And then on the way home,
So it's just 4 of you.
4 of us.
Yeah.
But Barbara's whole family's there. Her brother
Trying
and
to get
sister,
a mental
parents.
picture.
So then.
But we're not included
No, right.
with the family.
But we aren't
Believe
a
me.
couple. We aren't a couple at all.
You're just
Not with the
third
family.
wheel.
I'm a couple with Barbara.
Has
Barbara
anyone-
and I are a couple.
Has anyone ever seen When Harry Met Sally? Throughout parts of the show, they show real people like telling their stories of how they fell in love.
That's a really
This
long
is it.
version of that.
This is it.
And so then Lenny and Barbara drive Dad home to his mom's house. And we
Pick
get
up my car.
to pick up his car. No. Barbara had told me. No, wait.
That
Barbara
sounds like
told me
Rory. No.
They were going to take me
Are we
home.
going to go there to keep you captive in the basement?
No. They were getting
AKA
and I
John
don't know
Wayne
the city
Gacy.
very well, so they take Dad home, which is way south. And then I said, what about me? And she said, oh, Lenny and I can't drive you home. You're going to have Marty drive you home. And I start yelling and screaming at Barbara about, what do you mean you can't drive me home? I got to stay here with this asshole, and I can't get home.
Grandchildren?
They're
They're
watching.
watching.
Great grandchildren.
Hey, no, I
We
want this
didn't get
raw. I want
along.
this raw.
Yeah.
We didn't get along. We didn't. You hated me and I hated you. And so then I go into Dad's house and I am so angry because I have to wait for Dad to drive me home. But Maureen and Bill Respect have his car. They went to the movies. So I'm stuck there for hours. And Maggie, Dad's mom, was so nice. She came up and would I like tea? Would I like a sandwich? And I say, no, I'm fine. And I'm watching TV in the living room and I'm like this. I'm really angry. And she brings me tea and she talks and she's so nice. And I'm thinking, how can somebody like this have such a nice mom? That's truly what I thought. And I loved his mom. She was a doll. And so then Maureen and Bill finally come home. Dad gets the car. He drives me home. He comes up to my apartment. And the next thing, we're saying goodbye at the door for 2 hours. Just talking and talking and talking. And then we kiss goodnight.
Is this gonna be X-rated?
No.
Okay.
No. Are you kidding? We kissed goodnight and we got along.
Did you do-
And we were talking and here's what funny was. Like we're all of a sudden talking for the first time ever and somehow comes out like my dad's an alcoholic, Dad's an alcoholic. and we started comparing stories, and we had similar lifestyles, and so so then we made a date to go play tennis, and I told him I was a good tennis player.
I love when you do that when you're dating.
Which is a total lie. So now,
Is that
what-
where you got that
what's-
Davis?
Do you remember that
movie?
Davis?
Remember that movie with Tom Hanks when that ball came in? He hit it into the lake.
Okay, so now you tell your version. Where am I on?
That's pretty close.
I'm still
Except-
wanting to know about the margaritas and the apartment.
Oh, no, that's after we're dating.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that was like the.
We're dating.
So wait, Mom, that
That was-
story's old news.
That
Like
was
I
initial.
get that.
That was initial.
Right.
The first time you met.
But
That was initial.
I like the recap.
Yeah.
So how long have you been
So
dating
anyway,
now?
here we are, and we are urbanites. We are bon vivant. We know our way around the city. Carol's been working in this for 3 years, or so we go to the Cafe Margarita or the Cafe Acapulco. I can't remember. Cafe
Is Acapulco?
Yeah,
Then.
great restaurant. So we go in there when we have a couple of margaritas, and I mean, Carol,
But I don't. You have to remember, I don't drink.
you talk about sophisticated. Oh. She's looking real nice. She's in her business suit from work and stuff, you know. And in those days, I might add.
You really dressed.
Dressed up. Yeah.
And
Some short skirts.
there was mini skirts.
Yeah.
Everyone wore a mini skirt. It was awesome. Well, anyway, we're having a couple of those, you know. And so now, let's go back to the apartment and stuff. So I get a bunch of beer to go back because I know she's got these goddamn stragglers there. Her younger sister Kathy, who's not of age, and she's got a girlfriend with her.
Yeah.
And so I bring a case of beer back. And so we get to the apartment and stuff, and you know, everyone is. The apartment was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And your roommate was gone.
Yeah, and Mershon was gone.
Yeah. And so we went in, and you know, and I started putting things away and stuff, and we have a beer and stuff. And of course, Kathy and her girlfriend, you know, they see the beers, they were like goddamn vultures.
Maybe spring break or something for them. Or something.
They're drinking like crazy.
Yeah.
The next thing, here's Carol.
Oh, that's the worst.
And
That's
so
the worst.
when you went into the bedroom, you went into the guest bedroom, and then you went into the master bedroom, and then there was a bathroom right there. I think there was a bathroom out here somewhere.
Yeah, there was a bathroom in the hallway.
Yeah. So anyway, she goes, and for some reason, Mr. Galahad follows her into the bathroom, and she is throwing up and knocking her head.
Dad
And
saved me from drowning.
I'm holding her head up, and she's throwing up like crazy.
Oh no.
That's the
And all I'm doing is ordering another beer. Hey! And I'll never forget this. I walked out of there, and Kathy's girlfriend was getting ready for bed or something.
Dawn? Or which
Dawn.
one? Was it
Dawn. That's right, Dawn. You know, she was blaming me for like.
And so, how far into that was your how far into your relationship was it?
We got married.
2 dates.
We got married in 6 months, Andy. So we met in June. We were married in December.
And here you are.
In May.
40
we met
years
in May,
later.
And we got married in December.
I just couldn't wait for that wedding night. That's all. I mean, we dated a lot, actually.
Yeah.
So what about Dawn? I'm still waiting to hear about
Wait,
Dawn.
where was Dad's schedule when we
Dawn's
were
got her
dating?
pants off, and I walk out because I'm holding Carol, you know, Carol's head.
Oh, she was
And
in the
bouncing.
guest bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate to say it. There was only one bedroom.
Get the fuck
You
out
guys
of the way.
shared a bedroom?
Yeah. There was only one bedroom. That was all we